Welcome to Daily Life Connection. Thanks for joining us again today. We've been exploring who God is through the names of God that are revealed throughout the Bible. As people encountered him in different ways, they gave him names that helped them understand and helped them communicate who he is. Today, a name that perhaps we're not familiar with is Jehovah Kanna. Jehovah Kanna is found in Deuteronomy chapter 4, verse 24, when it says, "Your God is a jealous God." Now that's a rather interesting way to describe God, the God who is jealous, because we think of jealousy as being a very negative, has a lot of negative connotation to it. It is not something to be admired. So is our God jealous like that? Our problem has been, excuse me, that we as humans have taken the concept of jealousy and it has become a very controlling and manipulating characteristic. So if somebody is in a relationship and they are very jealous of the other person, often they will try and cloister them, they will try and manipulate them, control them, they will be angry if they perceive them to be stepping out of line, and so on. That's not the concept of a jealous God. This word is a unique word used for God. And the point here is, as you read the different scriptures that describe him as Elkanah, we find that his anger and so on is directed toward anything that would try and lure us away from his relationship, from his love. Anything that would come between us and him, he releases his force against that. That's how God's jealousy is expressed. The things in the world, the things that the enemy would bring against us, God says, and it's interesting because in that same verse in Deuteronomy, it says God is a consuming fire. He is a jealous God. And the point simply being that God will not tolerate things that try to get between us and him. Now, when we look at that kind of jealousy, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's the kind of jealousy, I think, that we as parents have toward our children, especially when they're younger or little. And if we see anything trying to manipulate them, if we see a bad character trying to win their affection, and we know that it will end up badly for them, we know that that person is just going to use them and manipulate them, there is an anger in us that rises up and says, "You're not going to take my children's affection away from me." Now, we're not always successful with that, unfortunately, but our God is powerful, and our God is saying, "I will not tolerate those things that come against you." So the good news for us today is really simply this. We do not have to fear that the spiritual forces in this world or the physical realities of this world or people in this world are going to be able to come between us and our relationship with God. He's a jealous God. He's not going to permit that. His full anger, his full consuming fire, his full activity and force will come against anything like that. So that's good news for us. We don't have to fear the devil or demonic activity. We don't have to fear that something is going to sidetrack us and draw us away from his heart. As long as we want to be in that relationship with him, he's going to protect us. That's the bottom line of God's jealousy. It's a protective shield around about us. It's a protective kind of jealousy that keeps us from being deceived, that keeps us from being lured off the path of walking with him in relationship with him. So that's good news. So God is Jehovah Kanna. He is a God who is jealous. He's jealous for us, and that's a good thing. It's never to control us, never to manipulate us away. See, in this world, if we are jealous of someone in a relationship with us, often the reason we become controlling and isolate them and manipulate them is because we know we don't have enough power to stand between them and that other person or that other force that's trying to draw them away. But with God, He is so incredibly powerful that He doesn't have to worry about that. He doesn't worry about that because He can deal with. So He doesn't have to shelter us in the sense of pulling us away into a little cloister somewhere so that we aren't attacked, because He knows He's powerful enough that He can deal with whatever comes against us. Jehovah Kanna, the God who is jealous for us. Kind of a strange concept and name, but I'd like you to just think about it today. Think about how good it is that He will never let anything lure you away or come against you that is going to draw us away from His heart. And we'll rejoice in that. So we'll meditate on that today and think about it, and we'll talk again tomorrow. God bless.